welcome back to Bookish Brits. I'm Caroline and this week I am doing the chocolate book tag. Now a few months ago I had an absolute blast with some of my fellow Bookish Brits when we did the cake book tag, and I thought, you know what, nothing can be better than this. Cake, books, good friends, I was in heaven. And then Faye went along and created the chocolate book tag. So thanks to Faye for creating the tag and for tagging me. You can view her original video over on her personal channel, and I will leave the links to that down in the information below. Dark Chocolate, a book that covers a dark topic, for example domestic violence, abuse, rape, bullying, loneliness. The book that I've selected is one that I actually haven't read for about 2.5 years, and the reason that I've selected it is because despite having only read it once and having read it a couple of years ago, it's a book that still is very much with me, and it's a book that I still consider and ponder today, and when given a question like this, it is still the first title that I think of. So the book that I have selected is Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. Forbidden covers the very dark topic of consensual incest, and it is a book, as I said, that I have been unable to forget. It is a book that I went in, starting this book, kind of dubious about the content, but I thought, given that number of 5-star reviews that it received, that it was definitely worth taking a look at. And I left this book feeling very conflicted, having had my kind of preconceived values and opinions challenged. It is a book that still haunts me today, and it's one that I think if you're brave enough you should definitely check it out. Tabitha Suzuma is the queen of not so much heart-wrenching books, but books that destroy you emotionally. So going to the other end of the spectrum, we have White Chocolate, your favourite light-hearted read. And the book that I have selected is Losing It by Cora Carmack. Now the reason I have selected Losing It over any of the other light-hearted reads that I love is that although I read this book last year, I recently flipped back to have a look at it in order to write my review for the third and final book. What I found is that although I only intended to flip back to check some information in the book, I suddenly realised I'd sat and read 4 or 5 chapters. Milk Chocolate, a book that has lots of hype that you are dying to read. The book that I've selected for Milk Chocolate is a book that's due out later on this month, and it is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrow of Ava Lavender. I was curious about this beautiful cover with the feather on the front, and then I read the synopsis, and it sounds like absolutely my cup of tea. It is essentially a family saga. It has a little bit of kind of a speculative fiction slant on it, and it sounds amazing, and the reviews have been just fantastic. Lots of bloggers that I absolutely trust have just been raving about this book, so it is very high up on my to-be-are pile, and I'm hoping to start it very, very soon, so I shall let you know about that one. A Caramel Centre, a book that made you all gooey inside. So this is a problem for me because I am a massive fan of gooey, lovely romances. So I'm just going to go with the most recent gooey-inducing romance that I read, and that was Jennifer E. Smith's The Geography of You and Me. But I have to say, if you are looking for something that's going to give you a softer centre, then any of Jennifer E. Smith's books are worth checking out. And I also particularly love This Is What Happy Looks Like. Wafer-free Kit-Kat, a book that surprised you. So if you actually watch my videos, and particularly if you watch mine and Faye's buddy reviews, then this is not going to surprise you. But the book that most recently surprised me was Drama Girl by Bridget Tyler. The reason that I picked this book is that, firstly, it is pink. Secondly, it has the tagline, Fame, Love, Friendship, Pick Any Two. I was expecting a kind of fluffy, glamorous, kind of chick-litty book about a couple of girls that form a band, and, you know, kind of the glamour surrounding that, and kind of reaching for their dreams. And what I actually found was a complete page-turner. It was gritty, and despite the kind of exciting location and unusual setup, it was a book that I found was immensely relatable. I absolutely loved it. So check it out. And if you're still not sure, then you should check out mine and Faye's buddy review. Snickers, a book that you are going nuts about. The book that I have to choose for this is a debut by an author called Danielle Jensen, and it is Stolen Songbird. I was lucky enough to read and art this book very recently, and I absolutely adored it. It is a book about a girl who gets kidnapped and gets taken into this underground world and a mountain, and it's got trolls, and it's got, yes, trolls. It's got magic, it's got romance, it's got friendship, it's got, oh, I just loved it so much. And it's the first of a trilogy, and it has a cliffhanger ending that made me go, no! But, you know, after all my talk in previous videos and all the discussions I've had recently with my fellow bloggers and the Bookish Brits about series and how frustrating it is to wait, I found myself now completely committed to another series. So, you know, go figure. So check it out. Ooh, hot chocolate with cream and marshmallows. If it's okay with you, I'm going to skip the marshmallows and go for a chocolate flake instead, because, you know, chocolate and more chocolate. A book that you turn to for comfort. Given the choice and having to narrow it down to just one book, there can be only one choice for me, and I've mentioned this book time and time again. And if you haven't read it, why haven't you read it? You should read it, seriously. Especially as you can get it free on ebook. And that is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. It's my #1 favourite book. It's a book that I turn to regularly, and it's a story that I adore. And if I can't turn to the book for a bit of a pick-me-up, then I have one of two options to watch: the series or the film version. And for me, it's a total comforting, just gooey inducing, love it read. And the final chocolatey selection is a box of chocolates, and this is for a series that you read, a wide variety of things and a little bit for everyone. This one is so hard. Do you hear me, Faye? So hard. And I have so many series that I absolutely love and that I would rave about. There is the Clockwork Angel series that's got action and history and steampunk and romance. And then there is the Unhinged Splintered series, which is just creepy and macabre and has action and romance and Morpheus. And then there's the Under the Nether Sky, which has got action and adventure and romance. Are you seeing a theme here? Anyway, the series that I have selected, Ray Carson's fantasy series, The Girl of Fire and Thorns, this is book 1. Book 2, Crown of Embers, and obviously the third and final book in the trilogy, which is The Bitter Kingdom. And the reason that I have selected this is I don't think that this series gets enough coverage, particularly in the UK. It is just amazing. It is fantasy, and it has romance and action and adventure, and it has the most amazing kind of character development arc, and I just absolutely adore it. And it is a series that I'm hoping that I will, at some point in the near future, I will sit down and read back to back, and I just cannot recommend it highly enough. And I think if you're somebody that's not really tried fantasy before, it's definitely a great series to start with. So there is my recommendation. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble on once again. For this book tag, I'm going to tag you, all of you. I would like to see your video, and if you do take part in the tag, as well as linking back to the original video over on A Daydreamer's Thoughts, please let me know in the comments below, and I would love to check out your video. And you know what? If you don't feel comfortable making a video, there is no reason why you can't still take part. Write a blog post, stick it up on your blog, just let me know, put the links down below. I would love to see it, read it, hear it. I'm going to tag The Fabulous Book Fiend, Lucy from Project YA and a Bumbling Bibliophile, and Secretly Susanna. Is that how I pronounce it? I'm so sorry. Thanks so much for watching. See you in 2 weeks. Bye. Oof. I need to go and have some chocolate now.